You're 5 minutes into a job interview when your mind freezes. The question wasn't complex, yet your brain refuses to cooperate. Your confidence crumbles as sweat forms on your palms. This scenario isn't unique to you. Many of us experience this mental paralysis in moments that matter most. The brain you walk around with today was designed for a different world. A world where social rejection meant potential death, where standing out from the tribe carried serious risks. This ancient wiring still influences how you function in modern society. Your brain prioritizes safety over confidence, belonging over authenticity. Think about the last time you held back a thought in a meeting, or when you chose not to speak up about something important. Your brain was protecting you from perceived danger, judgment, criticism, rejection. But what worked for survival thousands of years ago now holds you back from becoming who you could be. The connection between confidence and neural pathways is stronger than most realize. Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck discovered that people generally operate from one of two mindsets: fixed or growth. Those with fixed mindsets believe their abilities are static. Either they're naturally confident or they're not. People with growth mindsets understand that confidence, like muscle, develops through deliberate practice and pushing beyond comfort zones. Your current confidence level isn't your destiny. It's simply the result of neural networks that have been reinforced over time. Each time you doubt yourself, you strengthen those pathways of insecurity. Each time you take a risk and survive, you build new pathways supporting confidence. James was a brilliant software engineer who struggled terribly with imposter syndrome. Despite graduating top of his class and receiving praise from colleagues, he lived in constant fear of being found out as a fraud. This fear manifested physically: racing heart during code reviews, sleepless nights before presentations, constant second-guessing of his work. His turning point came after reading Atomic Habits by James Clear. He realized his brain had developed a destructive habit loop: situation to fear response to avoidance behavior to temporary relief to reinforced fear pathway. Breaking this cycle required deliberate rewiring through tiny, consistent actions. James began with micro-challenges, speaking up once in each meeting, asking one question when he didn't understand something, sharing one original idea weekly. Each small success built evidence against his fears. Within months, his colleagues noticed a transformation. Not because James suddenly became more talented, he had always been capable, but because his brain now supported rather than sabotaged his abilities. The brain's neuroplasticity, its ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections, makes confidence transformation possible for anyone. This isn't positive thinking or affirmation-based wishful thinking. This is structural change in your brain's physical architecture. Neuroscientist Andrew Huberman emphasizes that confidence isn't something you find, it's something you build through exposure to controlled stress. Each time you face something uncomfortable and survive, your brain updates its threat assessment system. This process creates what psychologists call a stress inoculation effect, making you progressively more resilient to challenging situations. Consider these 4 practical approaches to rewiring your brain for confidence. First, leverage body-brain feedback loops. Your brain constantly monitors your body for cues about how you should feel. When you adopt confident postures, standing tall, shoulders back, head held high, your brain produces more testosterone and less cortisol. This hormonal shift literally changes how you perceive challenges, moving you from threat response to opportunity mindset. Dr. Amy Cuddy's research shows that just 2 minutes in a power pose can significantly impact your hormonal balance and confidence levels. Second, practice strategic exposure therapy. Identify situations that trigger your confidence collapse. Then create a graduated hierarchy of challenges, starting with mildly uncomfortable scenarios and working toward more intimidating ones. For public speaking anxiety, you might start by speaking up in a small, supportive group, then gradually progress to larger audiences. Each successful experience weakens the fear response and strengthens confidence pathways. Third, reframe physical anxiety symptoms as performance enhancers. The racing heart and heightened awareness you feel before important moments are identical to excitement. By labeling these sensations as my body preparing for peak performance rather than anxiety, you transform potential handicaps into advantages. This technique, studied extensively by Harvard psychologist Alison Wood Brooks, has been shown to improve performance under pressure by up to 30%. Fourth, adopt confidence rituals that serve as neurological triggers. Professional athletes use pre-game routines to access their optimal performance states. You can create similar rituals before situations that challenge your confidence. A specific breathing pattern, physical movement sequence, or mental visualization can become a reliable trigger for your confident state when practiced consistently. Maya started having panic attacks during her graduate studies presentations. Rather than dropping out, she worked systematically to rewire her response. She began using a simple breathing technique: 4 counts in, hold for 7, exhale for 8, before each presentation. This pattern activated her parasympathetic nervous system, calming her physiological response. She coupled this with a power pose in the bathroom before entering the presentation room. Most importantly, she reinterpreted her physical symptoms. When her heart raced, instead of thinking, "I'm panicking," she told herself, "My body is energizing me for an engaging presentation." This reframing transformed the same physical sensations from debilitating to empowering. Within 1 semester, presentations shifted from her greatest fear to a genuine strength. Her brain had created new neural associations with public speaking: opportunity rather than threat, excitement rather than danger. This transformation isn't about becoming someone else. You don't need a personality transplant to become confident. Real confidence isn't the absence of doubt or fear. It's the ability to act despite them. Your brain has incredible adaptive capacity waiting to be directed toward your goals. Neurologist Viktor Frankl observed that between stimulus and response lies a space. In that space lies our freedom and power to choose our response, he wrote. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. This space is where confidence is born, not in the absence of triggers, but in your chosen response to them. The people you admire for their natural confidence aren't different in kind, they've simply trained their brains differently. The doctor who calmly handles emergencies, the speaker who engages thousands without apparent nervousness, the colleague who speaks up with conviction, they all experienced fear initially. The difference was their response to that fear. Real transformation requires understanding that confidence isn't a personality trait but a skill built through practice. Each time you choose courage over comfort, your brain strengthens these pathways. Gradually, what once required tremendous effort becomes your default response. Think of someone who intimidates you with their apparent confidence. Now realize this truth: they weren't born different. They simply developed different neural pathways through repeated action. The same opportunity awaits you. Your brain wants to protect you from harm. This protection sometimes manifests as hesitation, self-doubt, or fear of judgment. By understanding these mechanisms, you gain the power to work with your brain rather than against it. You can honor its protective intent while gently redirecting its energy toward growth. Tonight, identify one small action that scares you but won't harm you. Tomorrow, do it deliberately, with full awareness of both your fear and your capability. Notice what happens. Then repeat with something slightly more challenging the next day. This isn't about becoming fearless. It's about training your brain to recognize that you can handle more than it currently believes. With each small victory, you build evidence that rewires your neural circuitry. Your confidence isn't determined by your past experiences or your personality type. It's determined by the neural pathways you strengthen today, tomorrow, and each day forward. The brain you have 1 year from now will be physically different from the one you have today. The question is, will you direct that change intentionally or leave it to chance? Start small. Stay consistent. Trust the process of neurological change. The confident version of you already exists as potential. Now you just need to build the pathways to release it.